this is really about how the committee members do the work. What are the conflict rules? What are the ethics rules? And this is really where you separate a functionally good committee member from somebody who's sort of really thinking about the bigger picture and taking a well-rounded view of the site and thinking, this is my obligation in my responsibilities area, but also, how do I balance that responsibility with the interest of owners in the site? And how do I fulfill my obligation as an elected member of my community? So the code of conduct is less specific. There is a code of conduct in the legislation, but it pretty much tells you not to be a criminal and not to steal the body corporate's money, and that you need to be reasonable when you're making decisions. So I think the way to think about code of conduct is to keep in mind that the owners in the body corporate, if you're in a body corporate with 50 owners, up to 7 of those members can be on the committee, which means a minimum of 43 owners are not able to make those day-to-day decisions. They're not able to all be on the committee. The reason you've got a committee is to make the decisions on behalf of owners, spend their money, make decisions which affect them. And that's the responsibility that comes with committee membership. That's not easy to convey, and it will depend on how well your owners know their expectations of you as a committee member. Some committees are elected with a real mandate. The building might have had problems in the past, and the owners are electing a new committee to deal with the issues once and for all and sort out maybe some long-running or systemic problems that maybe various committees have tried to solve and have taken a long time or haven't been so successful. So if you've got a strong mandate, you probably would know what that is through your process of becoming elected to the committee. If you're just on a committee where it's not really overly competitive, you might be the only candidate who's put your hand up for any of those positions, you still have the same obligation, but it's less prominent in your daily life as a committee member. It's more passive. You still are bound by conflict rules, ethics rules, fundamentally making the best decision for the most good of owners. So sometimes that means making a decision that owners won't necessarily like putting levies up is a classic example of that. But if that's what the scheme needs in order to function correctly and in accordance with the law, then that's your obligation to do that. So that's where what you as a person is not necessarily the same thing as what you need to achieve as a committee member. I think all people in the world usually want to pay less than pay more, but as a committee member, you've got to take your owner hat off and put your committee member hat on and say, well, what I want may not necessarily be the same goal as the community as a whole.